Hello, everybody. We're just gonna wait for the artist to join in. I'm gonna be talking to Karen today, and I met her last year. Yes, I think I met her last year, pre-pandemic. And I think I met her through Rebecca in her studio, and I think I kind of just talked to her a little bit very briefly, and I really enjoyed her pieces. And then I think I encountered her one other time, and I think it was in Kiki's birthday, and we went to Scarlet. Oh, there she is. We went to Scarlet, and then I met her through Scarlet. We're waiting. Hi, Karen. You joined pretty quick. Let's see. Hi, Karen.
Hello.
So nice to see you.
You too.
Yeah, I was just talking about how I met you because I think that's what I'm gonna do when I start the talks. And then I was
Oh,
like,
well then perfect.
Scarlet again. Hi, Kiki. Oh, and you met her again on Kiki's birthday, and when we went to Scarlet for Kiki's
Yeah.
birthday. Good times, good times before everything shut down. But yeah, thank you for joining. We're
Of
just gonna
course.
wait for like a few more people to join.
Sure.
Take it from there. This is exciting. It was like right on time. I just saw her join right away. And then
No,
Mickey.
I didn't see yours because I guess my Instagram didn't update and I was like, where is she?
Oh no. It's okay. I was like, I have one more minute. And then I saw the phone and it said 4. I was like, nope, no, I have to do it now. Hi, Kiki.
Hello.
Love you. Okay. Yeah. Because we have time and then it's going to be a good one. I can't wait for everybody to see your amazing work. I'm excited. But yeah, so what have you been up to today, Karen? Just while we wait for more people. Hi, Mickey.
The usual. The usual.
Nice. What's the usual?
The usual is waking up, working out, having breakfast,
Yeah.
and watching Korean dramas because I am obsessed with them right now.
Yes. Which Korean drama are you watching?
It's called Run on Netflix.
Ooh, okay. I haven't seen many Korean dramas. It's been a while, so I'll watch. I just realized I really like your necklace. It's so
Oh,
nice.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we can get started. Thank you everybody for joining the artist talk today. You will be hearing from Miss Karen Fuentes, and she is a Latina ceramic artist and was born in Northern California to Salvadorian parents. She went to University of Hawaii at Manoa and majored in fine arts with a concentration in ceramics. So thank you again for joining, Karen. Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me.
Of course. And then let's start with what inspired you to create art.
So it started in high school, and I was looking for something to like use my hands because I'm really hands on.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think I would have been great at a trade school, but I wanted more education.
Mm-hmm.
But I got into my first ceramics class in high school, and I quickly realized it was extremely time consuming and difficult. But the challenge attracted me to it, so I was like, no, we're gonna stick with this. And my high school ceramics teacher really like helped me, and ultimately she was the reason I stayed in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it started in high school, and then eventually I just never left it.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Of course.
And so what led you to ending up going to UH Manoa? Hi, Nancy.
So this is my long story, but after high school I went to Los Medanos Community College,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always been a really good student, luckily. But I felt lost in terms of what I wanted to major in. Um, but eventually, I finished all of my credits, and I was like, "What school should I apply to?" And my best friend was like, "We should go to UH," and I was like, "Let's apply to UH." So we both got in, and I was like, "Okay." But that was in the spring of 2016, and I got in for American Studies because
Mm-hmm.
it was a very flexible major, and I didn't necessarily maybe want to start in art because my family didn't really support that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But after that semester, I realized I didn't want to do American Studies anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then, unfortunately, my mental health took a turn during the summer of that year. And then I had never had serious issues with it before, but I guess it just popped up and it just never left.
Yeah.
And so I ended up taking a year off from UH, and it was like the hardest decision I had to do because I felt like failure. I felt like I had dropped out of school and I'm never coming back. And I didn't want to do that because I've always wanted to be a student for my whole life. But
Mm-hmm.
and then back in California, I started seeing a therapist because I stopped eating because of my anxiety, which is not good. But I want to be very serious when I say that therapy really does work, and you should never feel ashamed for seeking help. I know a lot of people feel bad for it or whatever, but never do. It really hurts. It really helps. And then thanks to her support, I ended up going to back to Los Medanos to take another ceramics class in spring of 2017. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And I applied to go back in the fall to UH, and my parents finally supported me. And I don't blame them for not supporting me at the beginning because, you know, parents always want what's best for their kids, like what is stability, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I came back to UH in 2017, the fall, and then it was a difficult semester because I took 18 credits, which was not the greatest idea. But
Still can't believe you took that.
if it wasn't,
It's
I know it's a lot. But if it wasn't for the amazing community in ceramics and glass, I would have left UH. But I spent the following 3 years loving every moment in that art building, every single moment.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really I know we talked about this when we were prepping for it, but I really do appreciate your honesty and being open about talking about therapy and just everything that you said, because it's just also important for people to hear that it's okay to take a year off and it's okay to
Yeah,
seek
of
for help.
course.
Um so thank you for that. I just wanted to, I'm really grateful that you talk about that. And so with that, we're gonna segue into me asking you if you could share your experience at UH, and if you could also talk about what opportunities you had while you were in school, such as traveling or meeting artists or having internships and stuff like that.
So they would always offer like programs abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that would be amazing. I always wanted to go to Italy or something. And I was like, you know what? This is my abroad at UH.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the means, like, I don't have the money to do that. And I'm sure there would have been partial scholarships, but I just didn't want to go into more debt. So I didn't actually go abroad, which would have been amazing. I know a lot of students do that because just offers so many programs
Mm-hmm.
to so many places.
Yeah.
But one of the greatest takeaways from UH is meeting so many artists because everybody wants to go to Hawaii and so do other artists. So I got to meet Beth Kavanagh through Hawaii Craftsmen, and I received a scholarship from them, which was awesome. But the the Glass has a club called Glass Art Family, and they host artists to come in and show intro students, advanced students, how they make their
Mm-hmm.
work. So I got to meet the Delatorre brothers, Aaron and Grant Garmezi, and then I also had a teacher, Matthew Soes, because the main teacher, Rick Mills, left for sabbatical. So he actually taught us, which was like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then I also worked at the art gallery, which was super fun. I can't believe I was able to stay that much time in the art building. I worked there and then I did all of my work there as well. But I learned a lot about art installation, gallery management, which is super important. Like it's the other side of the art world. And Sharon and Wayne, I miss you guys so much. They're the greatest. Um, I was also able to work as like a volunteer to do demos for school kids in the ceramics department, which is super fun. And then I got to TA ceramic classes for Sean Spangler and Jake Boggs, which was awesome because you really learn how to teach basically just from volunteering. So
Yeah.
that was lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then one more thing that I think was amazing was taking Gay Chan's professional practice. And I know she's teaching that this semester, even though it's all online probably, which is sad, but
Yeah.
it offered us like a lot of opportunities to see the art world, like how it ran on the other side too.
Mm-hmm.
And it made us like put ourselves out there basically. And you have to learn how to do that if you're going to be an artist because
Yeah.
that's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, thank you for sharing all this stuff. And I think I don't want to move on to the next thing because I think you also talked about meeting local artists and going to the local galleries.
Mm-hmm.
Just if you wanted
Yeah.
a little bit.
So in her class, we got to go to like local galleries, like Alpuni Space, but it's not necessarily a gallery, but they like convert it into a gallery. And then we got to talk to some of the artists that do like a little residency there too, and a couple other galleries. I missed some of them, which was sad, but we'll get into that. But it was just awesome having being able to converse with artists and stuff.
Yeah, no, thank you for saying that. And with that, my next question is, what do you feel that school prepared you for?
I feel like it prepared me for like to use whatever resources you have available to you, like wherever you are, because UH doesn't have a ton of money for resources like that, especially not in the 3D department,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever you can get, you can make art out of.
I
And
agree.
then the basics of how to put yourself out there. Like a lot of professors I had were good at being like pushing you to do it. Because if you don't have someone pushing you, sometimes you just won't do it.
Yeah.
And then I got a really good understanding of the technical side of ceramics. Like that was super important. And I thank Brad Taylor for that because he is a really good professor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. And so, so what did school not prepare you for?
So this is
Yeah.
the sad part, sad boy. But because of the pandemic, it was like a little different for I guess everyone graduating with my class for
Mhm.
2020. But it ruined the BFA, like the whole thing, it got ruined.
Yeah.
So to this day, I feel like I never got closure. So because I didn't get a BFA show, I didn't get graduation, which it's like big milestones. Like I don't care about celebrations much, but it was just a big milestone to be like, okay, I finished.
Yeah.
But to this day, I still feel like I'm going back to school, you know? And no, that's not true because I have my diploma. But the BFA, I feel bad for everyone that was with my class because it was a mess. We were promised that we were going to get a show, and we never got a show. And
Yeah.
what can you do? I'm just super thankful that we at least got like a taste of how it felt because I know this semesters they don't get any of it,
Mhm.
and it's just sad.
It is sad. And when we were prepping for this, when you said that, I did not even think or process that this semester's BFA students won't get any of it. So it's very, very unfortunate. So with that, we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. Can you talk about what how do I say this? So when the events leading up to BFA, and then also the solution that was offered to BFA students.
So we got up to, I believe, the beginning of March, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone was like, no, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna pretend like everything's gonna keep going on like it's normal. And everyone
Mm-hmm.
was freaking out, of course, because things were not looking very good.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay. So they had us even pick what spot in the gallery we wanted. So everyone was super pumped. And then they showed us where we were going to be. And we got super excited. And then the next class, they were like, yeah, that's not going to happen because we all have to leave basically. And we were like, so we're done? And they were like, yeah, you got to get all your stuff out. You got to give back like the keys. You need to get out. And we were like, especially like for the 3D department, we were all like, what are we supposed to do? Because
Yeah.
even though we had like special access to the studios, everyone was just freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And Kiki's like facts. Yes.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, and so I'm sorry. And so what was the solution that they offered to BFA students? And then from there we'll go on to the next
So
topic.
then, because they weren't able to do that, they were like, let's bring everything online. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
have a virtual show opening and everything. And we were like, okay, I guess that'll be fine. And then they offered us to defer to the next year or to put our work in on the website. And then if we did that, then we'd get our diploma and stuff, of course. But if we deferred, then we could do it the next year. And I know a couple people deferred because they were hoping that this would all be over. And
Mm-hmm.
that's super unfortunate because it's not over.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure about if those students ever are still finishing their stuff, but I know most of us did go through with it and we put up our work. And it kind of sucked that they weren't able to put in more advertising with the website or anything
Mm-hmm.
because I felt like it didn't get enough like viewing or just in general.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's just that level of uncertainty. But thank you again for sharing this because I think it's something that if you didn't experience it, you don't really know what happened. You
Yeah,
just feel like, oh, they made a website because of the pandemic, but you don't really know the behind the scenes.
exactly.
Well, thank you again for sharing that. And now we're gonna talk about your amazing art. So you please share any art that you feel comfortable sharing with, and then we'll talk about it. So
Okay.
exciting! I only saw one.
So,
I'm
huh?
excited. I only saw one of your
Oh, okay.
pieces last. I'm excited to see more.
So I have a little mini series of 6 of them here,
Mm-hmm.
and they're titled Hopkins White. And then let me just read you the little excerpt I put because these were actually in the conference room window at school, like in the art building.
Mm-hmm.
So if you passed by there, you would have seen them. But they're wheel thrown and hand built stoneware. They're fired to reduction and oxidation to contend. And then they encompass my time spent working with Hopkins White, the name of the white stoneware clay body I used, and then the variety of finished surfaces that can be achieved through glazing. So here we have this little guy,
Oh, it's so beautiful.
and then this one.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting's not working very well, but this one.
Oh wow, that one's really cool.
I have this guy. She's pink, but the lighting's not working very great.
Yeah, I think if you can It's a little closer, maybe after.
Yeah.
Or yeah, that's good.
And
I'm
then
like,
this
oh,
one.
that looks like a fleshy tone.
I believe this glaze is called tomato.
Nice. It's really nice.
And then this one.
Ooh. Oh wow, that glaze is like it's a greenish blue. Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow. It looks really nice when the light hits it. Oh my god, pretty.
Yeah, so these 6 pieces I made to put up in the conference room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so talk a little bit about your the process and how long it takes to make.
So the entire process, including it includes like throwing the pieces on the wheel and then trimming them
Mm-hmm.
and then keeping them leather hard. Uh, and then making all of, I call these little guys, the ones I put on them, dutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I just roll a bunch of like pea-sized spheres, and then I'd attach them onto here.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd take a while, but I choose where I wanted to put them, and then where I wanted to put them, I'd slip and score, of course, and then add them onto here. And then I'd add that exterior texture. You see the little dents in here.
Yeah, I
And
love it.
then once that was bone dry, we biscuit and then come
Mm-hmm.
out, glaze it, and then fire it again, and then you'd finish them off.
Yeah, so it's a long process.
Yeah, they take like a week to make, and then that's not including like the firings because those take time on their own.
Yeah, and so what was the inspiration behind the project, the series?
So um, I find these funny to myself, but at the beginning I wasn't sure like why uh, I developed this whole look, and people were telling me they kind of look like barnacles, and I was like, they kind of do. Like I could say that it's like a stylized version of barnacles, but I didn't want to say they were because they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And then not until recently, like last year when I was working on my BFA piece, which unfortunately I can't show you guys because I'm not done. But I realized that the meaning to these tiny little spheres was because I was subconsciously making these balls, like creating them
Yeah.
while I was dealing with my own health issues because I produce kidney stones like crazy. So
Yeah.
I was basically like making stones internally and then putting stones on my pieces. So it was like a relationship between my work and then my internal health.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know that, brain. Thank you. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a lot of kidney stones on these.
It is a lot of kidney stones. But yeah, no, I thought that revelation that you talked about was like I was like, "Oh wow."
I
You didn't know,
know.
we didn't know, but I'm glad that it's all coming together. And with that, are you working on any new projects?
So I have like a little polymer clay piece in the Matchbox show
Hmm.
at Cedar Street Galleries in Honolulu. It's up till like February 8th, I believe, if you want to go
Hmm.
take a look at the pieces they have there. So I have a piece in there. And then currently I'm just sketching and writing down new ideas for when I can actually fire new work because I don't have
Yeah.
access to a kiln, unfortunately, yet. But they'll be like a derivative of my dutes. So
Yeah.
we're gonna continue on with this.
Yeah. With the little dudes. Yeah. And no, thank you so much for saying that. And before we go to the following question but before we go to the following questions and before we have the audience ask you questions, do you mind showing the your ceramic pieces one more time?
Yeah, of course. So here, me. You like this one, but
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it looks so cool. They look like little eyes to me.
I know. My
Oh,
sister would tell me that they look like pig noses. There's ones with like 2 holes in them.
Yeah.
or like buttons.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they do look like buns. I think they look like faces, like kind of like Tim Burton style. That's what I see.
I had like I was working on this huge bowl with them, and I tried making that bowl 3 times, and because of the firing process, it never made it out. But to me, they all looked like faces in that bowl.
Yeah, that's what I see. I just see faces. But it looks
Yeah, they kind of look like faces, which is it's cute. It's adorable too.
yeah. And I like that each glaze gives them like a different theme too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like all the same clay body. This is my favorite clay body, by the way.
Yeah, and then can you show there was another one. I think the one that had the tomato glaze.
Yeah, this one.
That one's so cool. That one just reminds me of like bone and like muscles. That's what I get.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Like the when you see the diagrams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so thank you so much for sharing it, Karen.
Yeah, of
Thank
course.
and yeah, so with that, I wanted to ask how do you feel being a female artist? And it's a question that um I ask, and if you're comfortable answering, that would be lovely. And just kind of like in more details, if you've ever not felt supported, or if you've ever been harassed for being a female artist, or just any answer is a good answer. So
Okay. So, I feel like female artists don't get as many opportunities as men
hmm
because men are just more established in that way. Like I think so. And then not to mention female artists of color, they're rarely represented. So it just it's like an added stress for artists of color to represent their people because they want to show like we're here too, you know,
yeah.
like cultural background and everything. But as for like personally, I have yet to feel disrespected like as an artist because I am a female. And I know a lot of female friends and other artists have felt that, and it it makes my blood boil. But
Mhm.
I haven't felt it, like me personally, not yet at least, because it'll come up. I know it will.
Yeah. No, thank you. And I always get kind of like relieved when people say that they haven't experienced it, but I know, like you said, many females have. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, of
And
course.
so how are you taking care of yourself physically and emotionally during this time?
So I guess emotionally, I'm doing a lot of self-reflection
Mhm.
since the whole like graduating. But
Yes.
I know, right?
It's a lot
I
to
basically I forgave myself for feeling inadequate because
Mhm.
I wasn't able to follow through with all the plans I had back in Hawaii after graduation. And I
Mhm.
know it's not my fault. Like it's the
Yeah.
pandemic's fault, but I still feel bad, you know.
Yeah.
And then physically I'm just working out more to try to stay positive because
hmm
or else I will go crazy.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. And so, my last question for you before we open it up to the audience is, do you have any advice you would like to give to artists?
So I I think mainly it's like to tell yourself that no matter what difficulties lie ahead, perseverance is very important. And like no matter what people tell you, no matter how long it takes you, and no matter if they tell you you're selfish because you're working on yourself, you always have to remember that you're enough.
hmm
That you're enough to be an artist. You can't let other people tell you that's not good enough. You're not going to make any money in that. You know, it's super important to it's to believe in yourself basically because sometimes you have no support, no one will support you, so you have to be your own person. You got to push yourself up.
Yeah, thank you for that, Karen. And then
Yeah, of course.
yeah, and with that we're doing really good on time actually. We have like 30 minutes for. So we can pretty much talk story for another 30 minutes. But yeah, we'll leave it open to the audience. So if anybody has any questions, please ask her. She is right here. She will answer any of your questions. And while we let the audience ask some questions, I actually have two. One is where, oh my gosh, I forgot how I asked it to you before we started about your BFA stuff. Have
Oh,
you?
where is it?
Yes, where
So
is it?
yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
So my BFA, like the whole thing that I was planning on installing and everything, is in a kiln at UH still since
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic started
Yeah.
because I did not get to finish it, and I went back in September hoping that I could finish it, and it didn't work out. So my stuff is still in the kiln, and I need to fire it so I could bring it back home with me. But
Yeah.
they're stuck over there for the meantime.
Soon. I actually heard that they've been letting students back in, so maybe they'll contact
No,
you.
I know. I have to wait on my professor though,
Oh,
because
that's
I
right.
really want to take my, yeah. I just have to fire and then I'll take it home, of course. But I feel bad because I'm not sure if any of the students in the BFA need that kiln, and my stuff is just sitting there. So
Oh, no. Well, hopefully you can get it. And my other question is about your ceramic pieces, actually. When you were showing the little dudes that you
mhm,
put, do you know where you're gonna place them? Like when you make, like if you sketch out the bowl, do you
mhm.
know where you're gonna put it, or is it when you're working on it that you know where you're gonna place your little dude?
So for like these pieces, I'd like take a look on it, take a look at it like 360 view, and then I'd map it out, and then
Mhm.
I'd score that area. So you like take your pin tool and you make markings on it, of course, and then you'd add slip, and then you'd add the little doots. But I'd basically be mapping it out, and then wherever it's scored, that's where they'll go.
Oh, okay. No, that's good to know because I know that you said that you just kind of like you put it in, and I was like, I wonder if she plans it out or if she just kind of
I
freestyles.
have some from my Instagram. There's some vases that were before this, and those were really like, okay, where do I put these? I'll just slap these right there.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. Cool. Nobody's asked any questions. Please ask her some questions. I know you said you wanted to make an announcement. I don't know if you want.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to let any ceramic artists know that they are always welcome to DM me like through Instagram to see if they have any specific questions about ceramic art or just anything about ceramics. I'll of course answer. And then most of my pieces on Instagram are for sale. So if you're interested, they will be available.
Yes, so go support her work. And um, Mickey had a question. So, how many dudes
Dudes.
total estimated have you made? Ooh, that's a very good question. Think.
Um, if I'm estimating for my for my BFA, so I'm sad I don't have pieces to show you, but
Mhm.
in my BFA, I made all of my work entirely out of balls. So
Mm.
there was no backing. They were all just balls.
Oh
So I made about, I want to say 13,000.
gosh, I didn't even know that. Sorry.
Just in that, and
Yeah.
then not including any of the work that came before it. So maybe like 25,000, Mickey.
Oh my God. Wow. That's a lot.
It was a lot. It's always so much fun.
Yeah, no, and yeah, and again, if anybody wants to ask her something, that's a really good question. I actually didn't know that. And so, do you make, are they always like a P shape?
Yeah, they're always really small, or else they'll get like this cracking on the side, which is very pretty to me, but sometimes I'm not going for that. But the smaller the better, because that just means I need to make more to fill up the space.
Yeah. But you like doing the little dudes, right?
Oh, very therapeutic until your hands start hurting, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, and then Nancy. So Nancy is she's a ceramic artist from my hometown. So she said, "Can
Oh.
you talk more about your realization that you were physically, artistically processing the internal." Ooh, that's a good question. Thank you, Nancy.
It is a good question. Thank
Yes.
you.
Good question.
So basically, I've been dealing with kidney stones since like, oh, what year was it? 2015, I want to say. But
Mm-hmm.
they resurfaced in like 2019,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just dealing with them. So I had so I had surgery in 2019 in November, and then I had two surgeries during the pandemic in Hawaii for them. So not until after all of this did I realize. I was like, you know what? I think I know what these mean, because I had spent, I think it had been 2 years with making these, like the work with them. And I was like, I don't know what they mean. And then my teacher, Brad, would always be like, you gotta like, he would be like, you gotta look at them and you just have to spend time with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I didn't know it would take this long, but eventually I was like, I now get it, because I was making a piece. Um, I can't remember. It was like a kidney. I never finished that piece,
Uh-huh.
but I was putting balls in it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got it!"
Yeah.
I was like, "This is what they mean."
Yeah.
But that is how I got to it.
Yeah. And is your health okay now with it with your
I'm
kidneys?
doing pretty okay. I haven't had any problems so far, because I have to drink like God so much water, because they're terrible. But I just have to drink a lot of water. But
Yeah.
so
And do
far
they
we're doing okay.
good?
Hmm.
Did they tell you what causes the kidney
So
stones?
I had to go through hell and back to get that test done. But
Mm-hmm.
they told me it was something specific, and I still to this day don't. I haven't talked to a doctor about what that means. So I need
Mm-hmm.
to go and talk to them to see if I can change it through my diet or anything, which would suck because I already have enough restrictions in my diet.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank
Yeah,
you,
of
Nancy.
course.
That was a really good question. That's a very excellent question. Um, I was gonna ask you something else. I totally forgot. Um, would you ever do and this is just because of me, because I personally love your hair so much. Would you ever consider kind of doing like a ceramic piece with the dudes and then maybe like curl like not your actual hair, but like curls of your hair, maybe?
So that's actually funny you say that, because when I did glass work, because I did glass for like a year at UH, so much fun. But my first project in glass, I did like suspending curls, like glass curls, and there were
Oh,
like these bubbles, and they suspended from the ceiling. And I would always, people told me that it looked like it was a self portrait because it looked like my hair.
oh wow.
You could look at that piece. I think it's on my personal account. You could
Yeah.
check that piece out. But that's a good idea, though. Making them like spiralized. I don't know how it would go about that, but I could get there.
Yeah. That's a good yeah. You should try because I love your hair. Oh yeah, and then Nancy says, I don't know how to say that. I'm Spanish. It's a Nispero tree. Ooh, you should
Tree,
screenshot.
kiwi. Ooh. Okay, I will look into that.
Yeah, if that helps. Ooh, that's really good.
Oh, she said nispero. I know what that is.
Oh, you do? I don't know what is it? I actually don't know what that is.
It's, I don't know. My mom, she knows specifically like how it looks, but I've had it before, so thank you so much.
Okay. And then Karen, how you do it? I don't know what that.
I don't know specifically what they're asking me.
So I'm writing the leaves down for you in case you forget.
That would be great.
Um, yeah, and so wait, have you found a studio in California? I mean, I know it's kind of hard right now with the pandemic, but have you found a place?
So I there's a place nearby. I know the owner because he was my teacher for a little while. But right now they're only members only, and I'm not a member right now, which is unfortunate. So I can't fire anything in their kilns yet. But um I'll once they open up again, I'll start firing my stuff. If not, if I'm able to save enough money to buy a kiln, that would be amazing.
Yeah. How much? Because I've heard that some kilns are expensive, but not like it depends on which type you go for. Because you also taught me something new when we were prepping. Because you said that there was a gas kiln, and then there's also I forgot what the other one was
Yes.
called. I'm sorry.
So you got like a pit fire kilns. Well, actually, pit fire you could. It's not a kiln. You could just put it in a hole basically. But anything you can enclose. You got
Mm-hmm.
raku kilns, gas kilns, electric kilns. There's wood kilns,
Mm-hmm.
but right now it would have to be an electric kiln. I don't have the space for a gas kiln, and the fumes would just be all over the place. And so does the wood kiln also. The fumes not good. I don't live in an area where I could do that.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, and then I think Nancy asks, where are you located currently?
So I'm currently in Bay Point, California. So I'm like 45 minutes away from San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, you're not that far from San Francisco. Yeah. Because Nancy's like, we're like all the way down south. We're like 6, 8 hour drive. We're pretty far.
In like Long Beach or where?
We're in Orange County, so by like Anaheim. Oh, well, I'm not
Oh, okay.
where she
Mm-hmm.
is. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
from there.
Yeah,
It's in.
that's pretty far for me.
Yeah, it's pretty far, unfortunately. Um,
Oh.
I was gonna ask you something else. I totally forgot. Um, what made you pick the colors for the glazes on your pieces?
It was just some of my favorite pieces. So this is like a red iron oxide actually. It's not like a glaze on here. It's like a wash. You just put on and you wash it off
Mm-hmm.
for this one. And then this one is what's the color? It's like I forgot what it's called, but there's the word gold in it too. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
fire it in like reduction, it looks more metallic. This was
Mm-hmm.
fired in oxidation, and it's like a powder white, almost blue
Mm-hmm.
for this one. And then this is a celadon. So celadons are like a little baby blue or aqua green on. You could really see it on porcelain, but because this was reduced, it turns the clay kind of gray.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is a favorite of mine. It was a trap glaze. So a trap glaze is when you put a bunch of glazes, like leftover glazes, in a bucket, and you get your trap glaze, and you can't remake it because you don't know what's in it. And
Mm-hmm.
this was a studio trap glaze a couple years ago, and
Oh.
it's a pink. It's like a coral pink. It's
Mm-hmm.
I can't really see it,
Oh no,
but it's like a coral pink,
oh
and I
wow,
absolutely love it. And I need to go find a professor that can do some tests for me to see if I can actually make this glaze.
yeah.
But this is like
Sorry,
my favorite glaze.
it's
I have a
really nice.
tiny little bucket of it
I
still.
love it. What was I gonna say? I think when I took ceramics at UH, there was a really nice blue. Never found that blue glaze again. It was kind of like I'm like my eyeliner, like a very light blue, kind of like this. Sorry, I'm just gonna like zoom in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really nice glaze, but it was kind of like a how do I say? It was kind of like a mix, I guess. Kind of like you said, the coral pink. It was like a yellowish blue. It was really
It might have been
nice.
a trap glaze then,
Yeah,
definitely. Those are the kinds you can't remake, so it's unfortunate.
it was so nice. I think I can't. my piece here with me. But Nancy actually has a question. She says, tell me your glaze process for the one with the tomato red." Ooh.
So I put the tomato red on the whole thing, and then I wiped it off on the outside only. And
Mm-hmm.
because I have these recesses in the little dudes, it only stays in here. And then I didn't wipe off the inside here, so you could see it all through here. But that's real quick and easy, you know, and then I fired it. I believe this one's oxidation as well. But it gets even more metallic-y and reduction.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mickey, yay. For future work, do you foresee doing any more glass work or other mediums in combination with your ceramics? Ooh, good question.
Oh, Vicky, I'd love to do more glass work, but I don't think I have the money to pay for hours to do glass work because I kind of suck at this point for blowing glass. It'd be a lot of money, but um, I could, if I owned a kiln, I could definitely fuse glass and slump it and stuff. So
Mm,
that'd be kind of fun, actually. That would be lots of fun.
yeah.
But besides ceramics, I've used like the polymer clay. I hate the texture of it, so probably not polymer clay. I don't have um, access to like metals basically because I took a metals class at UH. Tons of fun where we learned how to weld and stuff, of course. But do I remember that? Probably not.
Nice. Well, who did you take for metal work?
It was Linda.
Oh, nice. Cool. I was gonna ask something else about I'm just like talking story now. I'm just thinking of like questions. Because I don't know much about your work still, and I mean I know about it, but I don't know a lot more than I would like. Does that make sense? Um, but yeah, so when you would work in your studio, did you talk about your little dudes and how it came about, or did you just kind of like keep it to yourself?
No, so the realization was until like way later. So most people didn't get that, but they'd always ask me like what is it about and I was like stumped. I was like I don't know. It's like I guess the influence could be from the ocean because they kind of look like barnacles and stuff or just it was the process for me. It was the
Hmm.
process. Like sometimes how it turns out isn't as important as how I get there. But
Right.
when it turns out good, I'm super excited, of course. Especially when you're firing in like gas kilns where it's like a chance because it's 50-50, your piece will look amazing or it will look just okay.
Yeah. Cool. And would you ever work bigger? Because I think in your Instagram when I was looking, you did you do like a teapot? Right? Did you do a
I
teapot?
made some teapots before. Not my
Yeah.
favorite because
No. Like,
teapots are hard to make. But
oh.
I moved on through like the years in ceramics to like sculptural work. So it's not you can't really use it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I made that piece I was telling you about that I was trying to make for the Hawaii Craftsman
Hmm.
in 2019 that didn't work out. It was a huge bowl. It was a massive bowl with all of these little guys. And I tried it out 3 times and it didn't make it through the bisque, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I
Soon, maybe
know.
one day it'll work. And would you ever make little dudes with porcelain? Because I know we had a conversation about porcelain. So would you
Yeah,
work?
of course. Yeah, I would. I tried out. The glazes look great on them. These are actually porcelain.
I was gonna ask you, I was like, it looks like a clay piece. It's really nice.
Yeah, they're little dudes. They're just connected next to
I
each
knew
other.
it. I don't want to say anything. I want to say that they're little dudes, but
No,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna.
I made some jewelry out of it.
Oh
Um, and then I
gosh.
sold it for the Christmas sale, and I was like, these kind of look like wreaths. This works.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is actually porcelain, and then there's a mid-range clear glaze on it, and then it's lustered with gold on the inside.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any more for sale?
Actually, for like necklaces and stuff, no, nothing.
Oh,
I
I was.
might have a pair of earrings. I'll send you one if I
Mhm.
still have one.
Yeah, send me pictures because I really like that. The necklace is really pretty. It's very
Thank
unique.
you.
So would you make more jewelry with your little dudes or just
Yeah, of course. It's super easy for like jewelry because it's just popping it into the kiln like
Mhm.
several times and then adding all the finishings and stuff. So I think it's always super fun. But it's more rewarding to make bigger pieces, you know?
Right, right, of course. Yeah. Okay, so we have a few more minutes. I think we have like 4 more minutes for questions. So if anybody else has questions they would like to ask Karen, that would be love. Ah, Kiki, yes, please. Kiki will support. Go, Kiki. Yeah, if anybody else has anything else they want to ask Karen, that would be great. Um, I had one last question. Sorry, let me see if I have it written down. You already did your announcement. Um, I think I wanted to ask you about the glaze. So, what was it? The name of the one that you can't recreate again?
This one was, what did they name it? Murky Beauty. That's what they named
Mm-hmm.
it. But
Oh.
that someone from the studio picked the name basically.
Mhm.
But it's not that you can find it anywhere because it's a trap glaze. But I
Yeah,
still have a
yeah.
little bucket of it, so when I get to a there is ceramic technicians, they're ceramic chemists,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm able to get in contact with them so they could like basically break it down so I know what's in it, I'll be able to recreate it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And then, oh, Kiki has a question for you. Are you thinking about going to grad school?
Yes, I really want to go back to school because I want to stay at school forever.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as I can fire stuff, I'll start
Mm-hmm.
pumping out work and then filling up my portfolio. And then when I feel like it's strong enough, I'll apply to grad school. But I'm not going unless they're paying the whole thing. Because I don't
Yes.
have money.
Yes, I agree. Where would you want to go for
um,
grad school?
there's a couple schools that are willing to pay like everything, and there's this one that's really good in Arkansas, and like everyone's like, why would you go to Arkansas? Like, I don't want, me personally, I don't want to go to Arkansas, but their facilities are amazing. So maybe there. I've heard Ohio has a really good program, but their
Mm-hmm.
school is pretty hard to get into. And then, of course, there's
Cool.
some places in New York, but
Mm-hmm.
I would never. I don't want to go to the East Coast back because I lived there for momentarily, but I don't want to go back to the East Coast.
Oh, okay. Someone said this, maybe.
Texas, maybe if they take me.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, what about would you try to do school abroad? Like,
Honestly,
yeah.
anywhere they, if they say you need to go to Madagascar, I'll move. I don't care.
I love it.
Anywhere is
Okay.
fine with me.
Yes. Kiki
Kiki
asked
said, "Why not New York?" New York is just Kiki. It's just too much. I can barely handle myself, and I know that the schools for ceramic are like in the woodlands of New York, like far away from the city. But I can't handle the cold very well. I'm constantly freezing. That's why I went to school in Hawaii.
yeah.
But I think the weather would really kill me. Honestly, I think it'd kill me.
My gosh. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. That's why I went to school in Hawaii too. Like it's always
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to
It's
worry
because it's
about like
warm.
yeah, you don't have to worry about it being too cold or like, anything. If anything, you just need a light sweater. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all you
but if the school is paying Kiki, I'm moving. It doesn't
yeah.
matter if it is in New York. If they're paying, I'm going.
Yes, I agree. Well, thank you so much for joining, Karen, and for saying all your words of wisdom and just answering everybody's wonderful questions. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you so much.
course. Thank you for having me. Thank you for doing this for all the artist you know. I'm super excited for everyone who's next.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested to see what they have to share because
Yeah.
sometimes we just need a you don't get to know everything about an artist, but just a little bit. These
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, they help a lot, and I really do appreciate you talking about your journey. I think that that part was just so important. And yeah, and I mean, if anybody else has any other questions for Karen, I'm gonna put her Instagram once I post this video up. But thank you so much for your honesty and your patience and just
Yeah, of
being,
course.
thank you. And then yeah,
Thank you.
missed it, just it'll be uploaded. But
Yeah,
thank you, Karen.
awesome.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you. Bye, Brenda. Thank you.